Hello and welcome to Elecspo, and today we need to talk about Mikel Arteta. While some are still trusting in the process, the Arsenal manager is under real pressure. First the side were beaten by a long-throat newly promoted Brentford, then they lost 2-0 against Chelsea and were bullied by Romelu Lukaku so bad that John Cena might be turned up to do a make-a-wish. Fans are starting to turn on the Pep Guardiola prodigy, and the bookies think he could be the first manager to get the chop this season. But what if he managed a different Arsenal? Well, using Football Manager 2021, I'm going to make it happen. Mikel Arteta is no longer the manager of Arsenal Football Club. Instead, he's off to Russia to take charge of Arsenal Tula. They call themselves the Gunners too, and last season they came 14th in the Russian Premier League. But can Mikel Arteta take them to new heights and prove he has what it takes to manage Arsenal? I'm James from Elecspo. Now let's bloody find out how Mikel Arteta gets on in Russia with a different Arsenal. But if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, drop a like on this video and maybe a nice little comment down below, because you're all nice human beings after all. Anyway, on with today's video. Okay, here we are at the start of the simulation, and here are Arsenal Tula, managed by Mikel Arteta. It's a big name for the Russian side, but how will they get on? Let's have a little look at their team. I'm going to be honest, I don't think I know anyone that plays for Arsenal Tula. No, unfortunately, ignorance is going to have to be bliss here, because I don't know anyone here. Any names in there sticking out? I go Smolnikov, I recognise him. That's about it. That's as good as it's going to get. So, Arteta will be looking at him for inspiration in this season. Obviously, the Gunners, actual Arsenal, English Arsenal, they're going to be looking for a new manager. We'll see how they get on in a year's time, see who they replace Arteta with. But more importantly, how will Mikel Arteta get on with Arsenal Tula? Let's simulate a year into the future. Let's see how he gets on. Okay, here we are a year into the future, the 13th of June 2021, and the Russian Premier League has been won by Zenit. I mean, Arsenal Tula were never going to win it, but with Mikel Arteta in charge, he has taken them to the dizzy heights of 9th, which is higher than they did last season in reality, so that's pretty good. Remy Cabella doing well for Krasnodar, Artem Zubov, top goal scorer, but we're here to talk about Arsenal Tula. Actually, before we go any further, Tambov came bottom with 0 points. They played 30 games and they lost every single one of them. A goal difference of minus 101. That is absolutely awful. So at least we know who Mikel Arteta beat at least twice. Arsenal Tula coming 9th, so they're just in the bottom half with 40 points. They've won their kind of mini league of the teams sort of threatened by relegation. I think that's an okay season for Arsenal Tula. Any Arsenal Tula fans out there, if you are a fan of Arsenal Tula, would you take a 9th place finish? Mikel Arteta there, he's still the manager, so that's good. Let's see how they got on in the cup competitions. Maybe he's had a good little start in the cups. It wasn't a bad start actually in the league, a draw, and then away in 4 points from his first 2 games. That is alright. The Russian Cup, they were beaten in the 5th round by Dynamo Moscow. That's not very good. And that was literally the only cup competition. So it's been quite a little boring season for Arsenal Tula. Trying to see if there's been any exciting, any kind of big wins in the league. They beat Rubin Kazan. That's alright. They got a draw against Zenit St. Petersburg. That's pretty good too. Getting a draw with the champions. And that seems to be about it in terms of exciting results. But for Mikel Arteta and Arsenal Tula, it's been an okay start. As for the actual Arsenal, let's check them out. They've just came 6th in the Premier League and they have sacked their manager. Zinedine Zidane was the man who replaced Mikel Arteta, and already he has failed where Mikel Arteta was also failing. So in the Premier League, Arsenal still crap even without Mikel Arteta. I mean, they've done better. They've came 6th, which is higher than they did last season. They're back in Europe, but it wasn't enough for Zinedine Zidane to keep his job. As for Mikel Arteta though, he's still got a job and he's going into his 2nd season as Arsenal Tula manager. Can he kick on from this 9th place finish, perhaps take Arsenal Tula into the top half? Let's simulate another year into the future, let's see what happens. Okay, here we are another year into the future, the 13th of June 2022, and Mikel Arteta is unemployed. What on earth has gone wrong? He has been sacked by Arsenal Tula in 2021. So he spent this past 6 months without a job, so that's not very good. No one interested in Mikel Arteta. Even Pep Guardiola won't give him another crack at being the assistant boss. Let's check Arsenal Tula out, see what happened. They've just finished 14th in the Russian Premier League. Obviously things were going pretty bad for Arteta and they didn't pick up. They came 14th, 26 points on the board, putting them in a relegation playoff. Fortunately though, they beat Kimki 2-1 over 2 legs, so they're staying up. But it's not very good news for Mikel Arteta, is it? Let's have a look when he lost his job. He was sacked on the 27th of October 2021, so he wasn't really long into his second season. 27th of October. Let's have a look where they were in the league at that point. Past positions, that's what we're after. Arsenal Tula. On the 27th of October, they were beaten 3-0 by Krasnodar and were 15th in the league, which was the lowest position they had all season. Even after Arteta got their sack, they didn't really improve much. As we say, they finished 14th. But at least they have survived. Did Arteta really, did he sign any decent little players? Anyone of note? He did get some players in, but no one's sticking out as there. He didn't get El Neni or Granit Xhaka or anyone of Arsenal fame. But at the end of the day, Mikel Arteta has now been sacked. Christ, looking at the schedule, it's no wonder Arteta got sacked. By the time he lost his job on the 27th of October, he had only won 2 Premier League games. His first was against Khabarovsk on the 23rd of September. Then he got another win about a month later against Rubin Kazan. Other than that, it was absolutely awful, an appalling start of the season, and that is why Mikel Arteta got the sack. He didn't even last 2 full seasons in Russia, so that's 2 Arsenal teams managed and twice he has failed. Now at Arsenal they're managed by Marcelo Bielsa. They still came 6th, which is not great, but they won a cup, so that's something to shout about. I mean, Mikel Arteta won an FA Cup, didn't he? So I mean, Bielsa's only just as good as Arteta. But once again, Mikel Arteta has failed as Arsenal manager. Perhaps he needs to try a different Arsenal. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to send Mikel Arteta to another Arsenal, because there's plenty of teams called Arsenal across world football. Maybe Mikel Arteta just needs to find the right one. As for Arsenal Tula, it turns out they are not the club for Mikel Arteta, neither are the actual Gunners. Christ. We will leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Elecspo. And until next time, we will see you around.